Hello and welcome back to another live streamed edition of Maddie's Rap with your favorite author and storyteller, Matt Z. Talford. Welcome to those of you that are watching this video on demand. This is a live stream video, so I am going to wait for a couple of people to get into the chat room before I begin. But Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year to you. And if this is your first time watching my channel, welcome. Welcome. I'm glad to have you here. I'm happy to have you here. I hope that you enjoyed today's content. And if you do enjoy today's content, I would invite you to look through my library. I have some playlists of some of my favorite videos, and you can just look through the recent videos and go all the way back. I've been doing this for a few years now, and I'm happy to be here another year serving you all. So I'm gonna take a look at my notes here for just a moment as we wait for some people to come in. And as they come in, for those of you who are new, but let me pause for a minute and say welcome back to my returning subscribers. So wanted to get that out of the way because you returning subscribers are what make this experience so rich for me. So now, if you are not familiar with how I do my live streams, I typically start off with a little bit of music. So I'm gonna browse through here. I got some songs in mind, so I'm gonna get them queued up. I'm probably going to give you guys a little bit of two different selections because they're sort of in the theme of what I'm going to be talking about today. But for now, I'm going to pause for the cause and let a few people jump into this live stream. I'm about a minute and a half in now, and I usually like to get started at around 4 minutes. And so if you're watching this on demand, I won't say going, well, if you're watching this on demand and you want to go refill your coffee cup or your tea cup or whatever, go ahead and do that. I'm going to grab a swig of water. I'm going to pull up my playlist for the queued up music that I have, and I'm going to be getting started with you guys in just a few moments. So again, Happy New Year to you and yours. Thank you for watching, and I'll be right back. And of course, with respect to you all's time, I do realize that this is a holiday, and some of you guys might be doing different things with your family. It is about a little after, just past 3 Eastern time in the afternoon. So if nobody joins here, then enjoy this video on demand. With respect to your time, I won't keep you guys waiting too terribly long for someone to join. So I'm going to get started here in about another 2 minutes. So give me a minute. Let me pull up this music that I have queued up, and then we'll be getting started. Thank you guys for joining with me today. Okay. All righty. About 1 more minute. 1 more minute. I'm not going to do any countdowns because I know you guys were probably counting down last night. If you were sober, you remember it. If you weren't sober, you probably don't remember counting down. I don't know. No judgment to each his own. We are here. So we're here. We got a lot to be grateful for. So here we go. Just about 30 more seconds. All right, I got 2 people here. So why wait? Why wait, right? Why wait? I like to, I'm that guy that listen, if I'm performing, and some of you guys that are returning subscribers, you know that I do sing from time to time. It's because I've got a little bit of background in performance. So singing in different public venues and whatever have you. So I'm not shy about that. But anyway, I'm all off track, y'all. But let me say this. I know what I was gonna say. I'm that guy who I would probably rather sing in a small venue to a cozy little audience than a huge venue. I mean, I've done both. I sang the national anthem in a couple of professional sporting events, and that was a lot of fun. This is a little different when you're battling that echo and you're trying to sing the national anthem, whatever. But anyway, I much prefer the cozy setting, and we got a cozy setting here today with 3 people. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Let me set the theme music for what we're going to be doing today in this video and all year long. Let me get it started with something upbeat. This is one of my favorite songs from my childhood. This song is titled "You're the One for Me," and it is by an artist named D Train. And for the longest time, y'all, I thought that this was like a whole group, and this is one guy singing over tracks or whatever. It's pretty cool. But here we go. I'll sing a little of this, and we'll get started. Hopefully y'all can hear that. Y'all getting hype with me. Why is it that music from the 80s is so much better? 80s and early 90s is so much better than the stuff they got today, right? Throw a thumbs up in the chat if y'all feel me on that. Or not. Here we go. Because this is 2024, and we bringing in new energy. And we doing new things, baby. So hopefully y'all moving around, getting that blood circulating, getting them juices flowing in your body. Yeah. Yeah. If you ain't driving, then get up and dance with me. Going to town. Shout out loud, you're the one for me. Love by my side, the world will be mine, 'cause you're the one for me. It's right away. I don't never know what he's saying. I should know the song by now. Don't go away. You just don't know what you do to me, but I'm not the same. Since you gave me love and shelter from the rain. I see my people coming in. I see them coming in. Here we go, y'all. You just don't know what you make me feel. You see loving, girl, is so unreal. Love, desire, the soul's on fire. All right, y'all, let me turn it down. What's up, Lady Dagger Status? What's up, the GOAT Roast and Gag Show? What is up? What's up, family? I'm so happy to have y'all here today. Listen, we got 5 people in now. We're going to get this party started, y'all. Let me pause the music because I got another song I'm going to be singing here. Not singing, but, just playing in the background. I'll probably sing along because I know y'all like to sing along too. But I got another track I'm going to be queuing up here in just a minute because it's going to go along with what we're talking about. But what are we talking about, family? We talking about New Year 2024. If you here, you made it. Give yourself some applause. Give thanks to the Most High because, that's the power that. Oh, there we go. Okay. A little lent. It's always a distraction, right? But it don't matter. It don't stop nothing. Just a little piece of lent floating in the air. So listen, give thanks and praise to the Most High because we made it here, family. We made it here. I often tell people, they say, man, why do you believe in God, man? You always talk about you believe in God, whatever. I'm like, can you make your heart beat and stop on demand? I'll wait. Okay, that's why. Because I got no control over those autonomous energies, those autonomous mechanisms inside of my own body. So I'm gonna give thanks. All right, that's what I do. So anyway, I'm so happy to have y'all here, family. Happy New Year. Let me begin by asking the question, y'all. When is the new year really? Right? Because this is now I'm asking y'all that as a little bit of a rhetorical question because I kind of got an idea in my own mind. But when is the new year really? Somebody leave that in the chat. Somebody drop that in the chat. When is the new year really? Because I hear, and the thing is, I hear a lot of people, it's, I don't want to say common knowledge because I'm going to kind of go off the rails a little bit and go a different, I'm going to take y'all down a side road. So I won't say it's common knowledge, but let me say it is commonly articulated, if you will, by so many people. We see it a lot in social media and we hear it in some of our social circles, our friends, our family, whatever. We hear people talking exactly. The GOAT Roast and Gag Show said spring equinox. I hear spring equinox a lot. Okay. But if you look at what the Jewish community follows as the new year, they say the new year begins in the fall, in September. They celebrate Rosh Hashanah, which pretty much means the new year. Lady Dagger Status she says in March, okay? Because she said, right, because to me, March should be, but then the Ish community, it says it's September. Exactly. So one of the things I want to talk about, y'all, as we're getting started today is something that I like to call the eye test. The eye test. Because we have been taught so much over the years in the miseducation system about certain things that we grow more mature. I don't like the word older. I don't like that word. We grow more mature and we have more experiences and we begin to see that things perhaps are not the way that they were taught to us, right? So I respect anybody that says that the new year is If y'all want to say January 1st, I don't think January the 1st quite adds up for me, but I'm going to go with it. I'm going to go with it for now, for argument's sake. I respect anybody that says it begins in March at the beginning of Aries season, because Aries is a cardinal sign that kicks off the spring. Okay. Little quick astrology lesson. We know that the cardinal signs, the cardinal constellations, cardinal signs kick off the seasons. Okay. Aries kicks off spring. Cancer kicks off summer. Libra kicks off fall. And Capricorn kicks off winter. Okay. You got the equinoxes in the spring and the fall, and you have the solstices in the summer and the winter. But watch this, y'all. Watch this. The GOAT said it's all energy, just depends on what works for you. Exactly. Let me illustrate something, y'all, because I think that what we need to start doing, if we're not doing it already, is we need to begin to use the eye test. And the eye test, Lady Dagger says, I go along and say it, LOL, but I truly think it's March, because new beginnings will start when the weather changes. Let me say this. That's interesting. Let me say this. Talking about the eye test. If you look at what do your eyes observe? Like, I can tell you this. Let's use dinner. Let's use something completely abstract like dinner. Somebody can say to you, I'm cooking dinner, right? And you say, okay. But if you don't smell anything cooking, you don't hear anything sizzling, you don't hear any pots, you don't hear any water boiling, you don't go into the kitchen and observe something's cooking, then nothing's cooking, right? But somebody says, oh, but I'm cooking dinner. But I don't smell anything and I don't see anything. Oh, okay, well, you find out later they ordered DoorDash or whatever. So they really weren't cooking dinner, but they were getting dinner. So it's all about the eye test. Another place you hear the term eye test is in sports. You used to hear, listen, schoolyard fights. I thank God things aren't the way they are now. Well, let me say this. You couldn't do now what we did back in the 70s and 80s. If you had beef with somebody, y'all duked it out and then it was over with. Now it's not the same. But schoolyard fights, you have one guy saying, oh, man, I won. I got more licks in. But he got a Rocky III mouse on his eye, right? The other dude was like, okay, man, you hit me with 20 pitter-pat shots, but I hit you with 2 shots to the eye and your eye swollen. So who won that fight, right? It's the same with boxing. The judges saw something other than what you saw. The eye test told you that this guy won the fight, but the judges scored on the scorecards in favor of this other guy that got beat up, right? Same thing with what Tyson Fury just fought a guy that he wasn't supposed to beat a month or two ago. He fought supposed to be an exhibition fight with an MMA guy. And MMA guy is never supposed to beat a boxer in the boxing ring. And this dude schooled the linear champion, schooled him. But they lo and behold, they gave the win to Tyson Fury because they didn't want to mess up something that he had coming down the line. So the eye test, what does the eye test tell you with regards to what the new year is? It all depends on how you look at it. Now, in terms of the Jewish community or Judaism or however they want to look at it, calling Rosh Hashanah in the fall, I can look at it and say, well, how could that be the new year? Well, because everything is going away. Like the fall is the fall of the year. Is the fall of one thing the beginning of something else? That's one way you can look at it. As far as the spring goes, we see the new life emerging from the soil. Okay, we see new buds coming. We see fresh grass growing. We see weeds growing if you ain't take care, if you ain't winterize your yard. Okay, we see the buds growing on the trees, whether they're flowering trees or fruit trees. You still see the flowers, the buds, whatever. You see this stuff coming in the springtime. So one can make the argument for spring. What does Matt think? Matt could also make the argument, and I don't really care one way or the other, but I think that the new year, let me say this first. The new year depends on which hemisphere you live in. Watch this. If our spring in the northern hemisphere is the fall in the southern hemisphere, and our winter in the northern hemisphere is the summer in the southern hemisphere, then our new year, technically speaking, is not going to be the same as someone who lives south of the equator, because they're on a different type of time, right? So it's all in perception. How can we say that the new year is January 1st when that's the middle of that's going into summer? That's actually summertime in the southern hemisphere. Y'all know I'm a tennis fan. Y'all know I play tennis. I love watching the Australian Open in January. it's like 90 something degrees when they're playing down in Australia. But we're like frigid up here in North America. Okay. So thank you, Lady Dagger Status. So the thing is, I would throw a new wrinkle into the argument. We know that that there's really no such thing as death. The death of one form is the beginning of a new life form. The energy never dies. So I tend to look at the equinox, not the equinoxes. I tend to look at the solstices. Why? Because if you understand what the sun is doing in its motion through the sky, okay. If you look at what the sun is doing and you look at the model, I know there's two models out there and there's a lot of stuff going on. There was a whole bunch of videos back from, want to say 2014, 2015, up through about 2018 that were talking about this whole flat Earth model and showing that these scientists that predated the modern people all believed that the celestial bodies rotated around the Earth and that the Earth was fixed. Okay, and then came this heliocentric model that said, well, everything revolves around the sun. I'm not going to make this a flat Earth video, but for those of you that kind of were into that a little bit, you notice that they said that they showed these models or these diagrams where the sun moves in this direction right here, and as you get to the summer, it starts to spin faster and gets toward the top of the sky, stays there longer, and then after the summer solstice, it starts making its way back down south. Okay, now, if the summer solstice, or let's go with the winter solstice, if the winter solstice begins on December 22nd, and you hear this phrase that says the sun died at the Southern Cross, there's some astronomical constellation or something. I'm not real big on it, not strong on it, but it's called the Southern Cross. I can't really tell you what it is, but the sun sits in the Southern Cross for 2.5 days after December 22nd. So from December 22nd to December 24th, it sits in that lowest position in the sky. And then December 25th, it starts to make its way back up. Okay. So you could make the argument that the winter solstice is like the end of one year and the beginning of the new year if you're looking at it from a solar perspective. So when is the new year really, right? And then when you look at the summer solstice, it is at its highest point. And then from June 22nd to June 24th, it sits in that same position. And then it starts to make its way back down and the days start to get shorter. So galactic center equation. Okay. I haven't heard of it called that, but I'll definitely look that up. Thank you, Goat. So by the way, the Goat Roast and Gag Show, the Goat, are you a Capricorn or is it just the greatest of all time? I'm just curious. Anyway, just curious on that. Because I always like to give shouts out to my Capricorns. I know Lady Dagger Status is a Capricorn as well. So shout out to you, Capricorn season. If your birthday's already passed, happy belated birthday. If it's coming up, then happy birthday in advance or happy solar return or however you say it, celebrate it, whatever. So I just wanted to throw that out there. She said, LOL, you and the Capricorns. Okay, yeah, that's right. I wear it on my sleeve. Capricorns have a hard road. Everybody I know this Capricorn had something super tough that they had to deal with or are dealing with. So I like to give them that credit. Capricorn for sure. There you go. Okay, so now I just wanted to throw that out there. When is the new year really? What do your eyes tell you? Okay, you could look at it like it's the spring because that's when all the new life emerges. But you could also look at it like it's in the winter solstice begins it. And, you could also look at it like, okay, well, people say, well, it can't be in the winter time because everything is like dead, but not really. When the things fall to the ground in the spring, in the fall, it starts this new cycle of growth that happens in the darkness, as they say. It happens beneath the soil. We don't see what's happening, but that new grass and those new buds that we see in the spring, they didn't just pop up. They were already growing. Kind of like a baby growing in the stomach, and then you see it at the 9-month period. So now, New Year's resolutions. I want to know if y'all make them. Do y'all make any New Year's resolutions? I used to, and what I found out is that they tend to fall off after about the first 2 months of the year, right? So for me, every year, I like to say that I'm going to read one book a month. I know people that say they read one book a week. She said she didn't make any. I hear you. I'm with you on that. But I did make one this year. So what I did was I scrapped all of this. I'm going to do this in a year. Like 1 year, my New Year's resolution was to read the Bible in a year. It ended up taking me a little bit longer for different reasons I won't get into right now. But and then my yearly one is I'm going to read a book a month. And I usually read a book in January, start one in February, and then I'm like, September, October is coming around. I'm like, man, I only read 2 books this year. So anyway, she said, I like how Coach Prime said he makes solutions to last year's problems. You know what? I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that, because that's kind of what I'm talking about for what I'm doing this year. And somebody might be able to piggyback on this and maybe do it for yourself. So let me share with y'all what Matt's going to be doing in 2024. And I've already started it. I've already started practicing. What I found, let me start with a song. Let me play a little bit of this song for y'all, because then maybe y'all will get it. Let me play a little bit of this song, y'all. Some of y'all gonna know this. This is another popular one from the 80s. I love the lead vocals, but I really love the background vocals, because the background vocals were done by the New Jersey Mass Choir. Some of y'all might know this song. If you know it, sing it along. I'm not gonna sing the whole song, so here we go. Here we go. If you know this one, sing along with me. Sing along with me. Little group by the name of Foreigner, okay? Wanna take a little time to think things over. Yeah. I gotta read between the lines in case I need it when I'm older. Boom, 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 boom. This mountain I must climb feels like the world upon my shoulder. Through the clouds I see love shine. It keeps me warm as life grows colder. In my life, there's been heartache and pain, and I don't know if I can face it again. I can't stop now. I've traveled so far to change this lonely life. I want to know what love is. I want you to show me. All right, let me turn that down. I want to feel what love is. That's a classic, y'all. That's a classic. I know you can show me. What's up, G. Cole? What's up, G. Cole? What's up, baby? Lady Dagenstatus said she loved this song. I'm going to play a little bit more, because this one get down in the bones, y'all. I'm going to play a little bit more. Foreigner, here we go. Take a little time to look around me. I've got nowhere left to hide. It seems like love has finally found me. In my life, there's been heartache and pain, and I don't know if I can face it again. I can't stop now. I've traveled so far to change this lonely life. I want to know what love is. All right, y'all. Y'all know about them background singers. I ain't going to even get into that. If you want your song to hit, you better get the right background singers, all right? You better get the right background singers. Lady Dagenstatus said, gotta love a little karaoke and song therapy. Got me singing in the kitchen. Y'all pull that one up. That's called I Want to Know What Love Is by Foreigner. Now, there's a reason why I played that song, right? There's a reason why I played that song when I asked about New Year's resolutions. Here's what Matt's going to do this year, and I hope somebody can glean something from this. I hope somebody can, maybe if you're the same character type, if you're the same type of person that I have been, all right? What I'm going to do in 2024, and this is the only resolution I'm making, family. I resolve to be intentional and deliberate about doing what makes me happy. I'm going to say that again, all right? I have resolved to be deliberate and intentional about doing what makes Matthew happy. Why did I say that? Why did I play that song? Because that is a song that I'm going to look in the mirror and sing as a reminder at various different spots all year long. All right. I want to know what love is. I want you to show me. I'm going to sing that looking in the mirror. Why do I say that, family? Because, and I'm not alone. I'm not alone. Okay. She said, I'm definitely moving in silence with plans. I've learned to keep things to myself big time. Don't need anyone or anything placing blocks in my way of stopping plans. Listen, I'm with you 100%. So anything I'm doing outside of what I just mentioned, I'm with you on that. Y'all don't need to know that. Y'all don't need to know that. That's how I move anyway, to be honest with you. Y'all don't need to know what I'm doing. Y'all going to see the result. All right. You ain't got to know what I'm doing. Nobody's got to know what you're doing. Show them the result. Right. Isn't there a passage of scripture? Y'all know I hit them scriptures, right? Isn't there a passage of scripture in the book of Matthew that says, pray in secret and the Father will reward you openly? That's an instruction. That's an instruction. All right. What do we know prayer is? We know, I say this all the time, y'all. I've been saying this ad nauseum on my channel for the last 3 years at least. Powerful prayer is activation. It's not begging and pleading. It is manifestation. It is activation. That is powerful prayer. It is speaking into the ether, to the universal I am presence. Y'all hear me say that all the time. It is speaking into the ether what you want to appear into your life and leaving it alone. Like that old rotisserie commercial, whatever that machine was, where they were like, set it and forget it. That's the real secret. You speak it and you have an inner knowing that is going to happen. That's faith. Faith is really, I hate that whole thing that people say, oh, the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things unseen. What does that mean? Like that doesn't help anybody, to be honest. All right. What helps somebody is explaining to them that faith is having an inner knowing, sight unseen. All right. I know this is going to happen for me. I don't need to see it. I know it's going to happen for me. I don't need to see the evidence. That kind of goes contrary to that statement. And I'm gonna share something with y'all. A video that I saw a little bit earlier. Look at that. 3:33 just popped up on the clock. All right. 3:33 just popped up on the clock. Let me show y'all that. All right. There's your spirit confirmation right there. 3:33. All right. All right. And by the way, look at that. This is something that someone near and dear to me took a picture of this oracle card, and she said, hey, can I pull an oracle card for you? And I was like, sure, why not? This is the card that came out. And I said, take a picture of that because I need to remind myself of that daily. This goes right in line with what I'm saying, y'all. Look at that. Read that. There we go. It says, it is important right now to take a step back. Take a step. I need to clean my screen. It is important right now to take a step back and spend some time alone instead of placing your focus on another. Now is the time to give to yourself. What did I just say? That's been my screen saver on, or that's been my wallpaper on this tablet for a year, almost, probably about a half a year. I've had this on there and I have not done it. And why? It's because I have not been intentional about it. Okay. Cancer vibes, pray, faith, and actions in alignment of soul's purpose. That's right. Faith and actions in alignment of soul's purpose. That's right. That links to the whole faith without works is dead. So faith, y'all have heard me say this now for a few months now. Faith is an inner knowing, sight unseen. I know it's going to happen for me. I don't need to see how it's going to happen. I know it's going to happen. Okay. I just watched a video this morning that I shared to my Instagram story. Y'all check that out if you follow me on Instagram at Matt D. Talford, saying the same thing. All you need to know is that it is happening or it has happened. You don't need to know the how. The how always takes care of itself. The how always takes care of itself. And why? Because when you sit there and you spend so much thought energy on how something's going to happen, first of all, it's going to shock you because it never happens the way you think it is. It never happens the way you think it's going to happen. It always happens. What does the scripture say? As high as the heavens are from the earth, that's how far my thoughts are from yours. So it never happens the way we think it's going to happen. Don't worry about the how. Pray in secret and the Father will reward you openly. So getting back to what I was saying there about my intentions, I'm going to be intentional about giving me some of the love I give everybody else. Okay. G. Cole said Cancer vibes. That's 100. Why? I'm a Cancer moon. I'm a Cancer moon. So that and let me share. I'm gonna share a little bit of my personal astrology with you guys, a personal natal chart with you guys, because that might help you. Okay. I'm a Capricorn. Y'all know that. Y'all hear me talk about that all the time. She says, yes, maybe that's a Capricorn problem because I know I'm so dedicated to others that I wait last for my own needs. Part of that is you're being a mom too. But let me do that. And my mother's like that. She doesn't have any Capricorn in her chart. She's got water in her chart though. So if you got major water placements, that can affect you. Like my mom's a Scorpio rising. Okay. That's the only like water she got in her chart. The rest of it is fire. Okay. She's very fiery. I love that though. I love that about her. She don't play. But anyway, yeah, no. Let me deal with your point that you made there, Lady Dagger Status. You have to remember that Capricorn and Cancer are on the same axis. So every Capricorn has a little bit of Cancer in them. Every Cancer has a little bit of Capricorn in them. Okay. What is that axis? I like to call that axis the axis of providing. The axis of providing is one way I describe it. Why? Because both of those signs provide, they just do it differently. The Capricorn provides by going out and achieving. The Cancer provides by nurturing. The Cancer nurtures the home. They're about nurturing and about taking care of the home. The Capricorn energy is about distancing yourself from, not that you're distancing yourself from home. You know that you got people at home that you need to take care of, but you can't sit at home to do it. That Capricorn's like, I got to go out, and if my family needs food, I got to go out there and get it. I'll bring it home. I'll let the Cancer prepare it. You know what I mean? Or the Cancer side of me will prepare it, but the Capricorn side of me got to go get it. Okay. So, with regards to myself, I'm a Capricorn, right? Y'all know that. I talk about that all the time. But my challenge is not only am I a Capricorn, I was born in that generation with the Capricorn North Node. So my North Node, my soul's path this lifetime is about living in that Capricorn energy. So what does that mean? That means my South Node is in Cancer. So that means I'm a master of doing that Cancerian stuff, nurturing, being an empath, feeling people. So it's a challenge to break away from though when your North Node is in Capricorn, which means your South Node is in Cancer, but your Sun is in Capricorn and your Moon is in Cancer. So it's like your soul's essence is about achievement and winning and winning and getting to the money, getting the bag and achieving and climbing to the top of the ladder. I used to sit at the front of the classroom when I was a kid, unless I wanted to be, unless I wanted to sitting, unless I was bored because I mastered the subject matter. And I'm not bragging. I was a really good student. Okay. If I was bored because I mastered the subject matter and I'm like, why am I sitting here? Then I wanted to sit at the back of the classroom because that's where the fun was. All right. But anyway, that's a story for another day. It's about achieving. It's about achieving. I sat at that front of that classroom because I didn't want any distractions. I wanted to be there. I wanted to make sure the teacher saw my hand go up if I had a question. I was always about winning and competing and winning. That's Capricorn energy all day. But when your heart is for nurturing and feeling people's energy and trying to provide for a need in that Cancerian way, it can be a challenge. Okay. So there's a book I want to recommend y'all. I'm gonna put it in the chat for those of you that want to know more about your own personal energy body, which is your astrological and your numerological makeup. And I'm gonna deal with numerology with this new year in just a minute. But this book is called and a friend of mine, actually Anya, she's not Anya is not on here today, but actually it was Anya that recommended this book to me. When I got it, I was like, OMG. Let me make sure I get the last name right. Hang on a second, because I got it in my Kindle library right here, and I'll show y'all the cover. Let's see. All right, let's go to cover. Cover. Come on. Cover. Okay. Jan. Okay. Astrology for the Soul by Jan Spiller. Here's the cover. Here's what the cover looks like. All right. This is on my Kindle. I'm sure you can get it in print if you prefer print, but it's easier for me to just do this one on Kindle. So, Astrology for the Soul. You go in there now. Of course, if you don't know what your north node is, you're gonna have to run your birth chart. Okay, y'all have seen me in a number of videos talk about different websites I like to use to look up your birth chart. Your birth chart, you're gonna need to know your north node. You don't need a time of birth. A lot of people have difficulty getting the accuracy on their birth chart because they don't know what time they were born. So you don't need the time for the north node. All you need is the date. What's my date of birth? And then you'll know what your north node is. It doesn't even matter what city you were born in. It's all going to be the same. The north node is where it is in relation to the earth. It doesn't matter what city you're in. The city becomes important when you're looking at your when you want to know your rising sign. The city and your house placement, then the city and the time are important. But if you just want to know your north node, all you need is your date of birth and run that through a natal chart calculator. Or you can even go to a website and type in, like, you can do a Google search on what is my north node, and it'll give you a list of the north nodes based on, it'll give you a date range, and that'll tell you what your north node is. For me, mine is in Capricorn. When you got that book and you read what the challenges are for your north node, I'm gonna tell y'all, man, it'll make your eyes tear up a little bit, or it'll stop you in your tracks, because you're like, how can this be so accurate? How can this so accurately describe the challenges that I faced in my life? Okay, one of mine is breaking away from being that nurturing energy and making sure I'm going toward my north node, which is your soul's purpose. So I've got one New Year's resolution this year, and that is to be intentional about giving myself the love I give everybody else. How does that work? That is where I'm going to be in my Capricorn energy, because the Cancer energy says, hey, let me make sure everybody else is taken care of. My frustration has been that I've been making sure that everybody else is taken care of and putting myself last, just like you said, Lady Dagger Status. And I can't achieve at the maximum level if I'm making sure everybody else is taken care of first. I got to make sure Matt is on Matt's path and Matt is doing what was ultimately going to make Matt happy, because if I'm not doing what's going to make me happy, then it's going to affect how I provide as a Capricorn. Okay. Capricorn is about providing. Okay. Cancer provides too, but it does it in a different way. Both of those are cardinal signs, so they both are leaders. The Capricorn is the ruler of the 10th house, right? And Cancer is the ruler of the 4th house. The 4th house is the house of home. The 10th house, six placements away, is the house of public service. It is the house of, it's your career. One is home, one is career. Okay. What am I doing for my career? What am I doing to provide? What am I doing to earn? That's all 10th house energy. It's ruled by Capricorn. 4th house energy is the house of home, family, that sort of thing. Family roots, nurturing, that is Cancer. That's ruled by Cancer. So anybody that has their north node anybody that has their sun and their moon in opposition, you probably have a similar challenge. Okay. Or anybody that has their sun opposing their north node, you could have a similar challenge. Okay. So in other words, I got a friend of mine who is a friend of mine is a Scorpio rising, okay? But they're also a Scorpio south node. So their challenge is to get more into that Taurus energy. Taurus energy is all about self-care, okay? But Scorpio, a lot of people don't notice about Scorpio energy. If the Taurus side is about self-care, then the Scorpio side is about taking care of everybody else. And now, after looking at my mother's birth chart, I know that is how that's why she does it, because with her being a Scorpio rising, your rising sign, you're as much your rising sign as you are your sun sign. So with her being a Scorpio rising, she is always like taking care of other people. That's just what she does by nature, and she does it with a lot of strength because she's a Leo. So anyway, let me get away from that. My New Year's resolution, I'm giving myself some of the love that I give to everybody else. If you have that same challenge, Lady Dagger Status, I would challenge you to do the same thing. At some point, you got to say, hey, you know what? I'm taking care of me first this time. And what I guarantee you is going to happen when you set that stake in the ground, or you draw that line in the sand, people have to respect it. They have to respect it because they're like, oh man, he really is on some different type of time. Oh, she really is on some different type of time. So if you don't have another New Year's resolution, or you got one you ain't sharing with anybody, I want you to take that one on for yourself. Okay. Give yourself some of the love. I want to know what love is. I want you to show me. Sing that song to yourself. I love good. I know that's bad. I know that's bad English, but I got a handle on English, all right? So I like to mess it up when I want to. I love good. Or if y'all for y'all English nerds, I love really well. I present love in a very high vibrational fashion. Okay. Let me stop tripping. Now, the people who know me, they know how I get down. They know how I get down. They know the type of love I give out. But up until this point, I've given more of that to others and then been exhausted and drained because I haven't left any for myself. And now I realize that for me to achieve my maximum potential, I got to pour back into me. All right. So that's for somebody out there. That's for somebody out there. I hope that you will consider doing the same thing for yourself if you are somebody who gives and doesn't ask for anything in return. The only thing you should ask in return is of yourself. Look yourself in the mirror and say, "Hey, can I get some of that?" Everybody else seems to love it. Everybody else seems to benefit from that. Can I get some of that? All right. So that's my New Year's resolution. I'm giving me some of the love I give to everybody else. I'm taking care of Matt first. I'm doing what makes Matt happy. Okay. Um, some of y'all, I would challenge you to do the same thing. And I'm not telling you to abandon your family. Let me go back to my chart. I'm also born in that Pluto and Libra generation. So Pluto is the energy of transformation. That means for me, I've got to use balance to maximize transformation. Transformation for me happens through the energy of balance, the energy of truth, the energy of honesty, which is all Libra energy. So that is telling me, Matt, you know what? Don't don't be like that India Irie song where she's singing back, come back to the middle. You don't want to jump from one extreme to the other extreme where you're completely shutting everybody out to take care of you, because that's not who you are either. You still have a Cancer moon, so you have to be true to your heart. Okay. But learn to balance. Learn when it's time for you to um sense when you have major water placements, you are really intuitive. You're highly intuitive. If you got major Pisces placements, your intuition comes through your third eye. You're darn near psychic. Okay. If you are if you have major Scorpio placements, your intuition comes through reading actions, reading and observing and knowing. Like I always say, Pisces knows what you're thinking, Scorpio knows what you're doing, and Cancer knows what you're feeling. Okay. So if you got any of those major intuitive or psychic placements or whatever, learn when to actually give versus just praying for somebody and saying, hey, you know what? I really don't want to. In the past, I've gotten involved in in situations like that. And yes, I helped out, but I left there feeling like completely drained and tired. Learn when it is time for you to go and listen, go within. Go within, go within. What does the scripture say? The scripture says the kingdom of God is within you. So go within. If you're not sure, go within and ask, is this the right opportunity or is this the right time for me to extend? I'm feeling that someone is going through this, or my intuition tells me somebody's going through this, or I can observe that this person is hiding something, but they're hiding some type of pain, and I really want to help them based on what my intuition is telling me. Go within. Go within and ask the God within, is this the right time for me to do this? Or should I just pull back and pray and activate something in their life without getting involved? Okay. And then you will know, and then you will begin to master yourself. Okay. Let me pause and read some comments there. Lady Daggestad said, yup, I'm back to my health kick started in December because 2024 is the year for everyone to really get their health on track. Very true. That's not just food, all self are aspects, mind, body, and spirit to be aligned. That is absolutely true. That is absolutely true. All aspects, not just what you're eating, it's also what you're taking in. In my book, From Fear to Faith, the Survivor Story, I talk about the spiritual, or I talk about the 5 channels into man. Okay, the 5 channels. I'll give y'all a sneak peek in my book. Give me 1 second here. Okay, the 5 channels into man are this: you got 3 physical and 2 spiritual. So it's not just what you put in your mouth; it is also what you put on your skin. Okay, what you inhale. All of those are physical entries into your body. But the spiritual entry points into your body are your eyes and your ears. What are you taking in visually? What are you taking in audibly? What are you listening to? What conversations are you listening to that are putting you in high vibrational energy or vexing you? If it's vexing you, Like, nah, I can't deal with that, man. I appreciate y'all. Good luck, man. Look, I'm out. That ain't my type of thing. It's just like, and everybody's built differently. It's not to judge somebody else. Everybody's built differently because everybody has a different purpose. I know people who love to watch forensic shows. I can't watch those forensic shows. They affect me differently. So I can't watch them. But you got people like, for example, I know people with major Virgo and major Scorpio placements. They love the analytic side. They love the investigative side. How do they go about finding out who did what? That caters to the energy that is them. For me, with that major Cancer energy, I feel. So I'm like, oh, I can't feel that, man. That's too much pain was involved there. I can't. So let me read a question. I got a question here. Let me see. Hold up. The GOAT said that Psalm 70s Capricorn spiritual mature just at or around them 50s. I'm just saying. You wanted something. GOAT. You wanted something, GOAT. Okay, Lady Dagger Status said, you know what, Matt? I'm going to get your book. I never read it. Thank you so much. If you order it through my website, I will autograph it for you. So, or if you're more into the ebooks, it's available on Amazon Kindle and Apple iBooks. But here's my website. I just put it in the chat. So thank you so much, Lady Dagger Status. I really appreciate that. I'm looking forward to fulfilling that order. If you do order it, order the paperback. So, but yeah. There are things I can't be involved with. I can't see it because it'll vex me. It'll make me sad. I'll see it and feel the energy of it, or I'll hear it and I hear what's going on. It affects me differently than it does somebody else. So you have to be mindful of what you are taking into your spiritual channels, your eyes and your ears. So she'll do the website. I'm the same way. I'm the same way. There's certain books that I'm okay with on digital, but there are other books that I want to hold a copy of. So I'm with you on that. Thank you again. So I want to make sure I didn't leave anything out, family. That's the deal. Give yourself some of that love. You're entitled to it. You are entitled to the love you give everybody else. You are entitled to the love that you give to everyone else. Know that, okay? Know that. Now, year number 8. I talked a little bit about astrology. Can't talk about astrology without talking about numerology because the two go together. Now, for those of y'all that are wigged out about that, understand something, that the astrology, listen, I did a whole thing on that. I did a whole thing on talking about what the ordinances are. Ordinances are regulations, and regulations govern different things, okay? So when he put in Jeremiah, the 31st chapter, I think around the 35th verse, he called the sun, moon, and stars ordinances, then you know what they're there for. Those are energies. Those are greater energies that govern over the govern life on earth. Why? Because you have lesser amounts of those same energies. Okay, you have lesser amounts of those same energies. Those same energies you see in the nighttime sky, you have lesser amounts of those same energies inside of your body, but they are the same energies. Okay, so give you a case in point. Yesterday, I just started feeling like some really heavy energy out of nowhere, and I'm like, all right, man, why am I feeling like this, man? This can't be my energy, because I wasn't feeling like this a little while ago, and then all of a sudden I'm feeling this energy. So when you're an empath, sometimes you have to really become a master of being able to differentiate what is yours versus what is something that you're picking up that is perhaps someone that you're connected to, okay? Or it could even be a place that you're connected to. You could be feeling the energy of that place. But in particular, yesterday, one of the things I found myself saying was, I found myself talking about the state of the world. And it was just like kind of had me some heavy energy. And because I was looking ahead to 2024 and thinking about, what I wanted to talk to you guys about today and this stuff, that sort of thing. And I was like, you know what, man, this is some super heavy energy. And I know that the moon is one of the planetary energies that govern over the emotions. Let me look at this Moon Tracks website and see what sign the moon is in today. Lo and behold, the moon was in Virgo yesterday. So that told me that my Virgo was in the 11th house. So I got Virgo in the 11th house. The 11th house is the house of humanitarianism. So there's the connection. This is why I was in heavy energy thinking about the state of the world. Now, because I'm an empath, it could also mean that I was perhaps picking up some heaviness that might be coming from someone that I'm connected to energetically that has major Virgo placements as well. So that's how these things work. But when you're an empath, you got to be able to separate and differentiate the two. So now getting back to my point about numerology, the universe is all math and numbers. It is. It is all math and numbers. The whole everything that you look at on a computer screen, any type of device that you're looking at that is computers, even some of the mechanical devices in your house, like a microwave or something like that, even something as simple as a light switch, boils down to two numbers, 0 and 1. A lot of people don't know that. It's called binary code. Binary code runs the universe. Either the bit is on or it's off. Computers, everything you look at on a computer, everything you touch on a computer, everything that you see on the screen, everything you interact with is a series of zeros and ones. 0 means it's off, the switch is off. 1 means the switch is on. So that is like the most base numerology of the universe. But everything else runs from the numbers 1 through 9. Now, so when you look at 2024 and the year ahead, one of the things we're looking at is 2024 is what? It is an 8 year. It's an 8 year. Okay. So what is 8? 8 is the number that rules. Number 1 is the number of infinity. Okay. She said, LOL, I always go to blaming the Schumann resonance when I feel off. It could be that too. It could be that too, because we know what that Schumann resonance is about. Okay. We also know that solar activity upgrades DNA. Is as a lot of people's DNA getting upgraded in this season. Okay. And so with that, you're having a lot of people that are having ascension symptoms. They're really tired. They're really groggy. They might be physically thirsty. They might get hungry out of nowhere. They may find themselves not craving certain foods that they used to. I know y'all, I have big time. I've probably, as someone who's been a meat eater my whole life, I'm probably like, I want to say about 90% turned off by meat now. I'm keeping it 100. And then when I say meat, I'm not even talking about fish. But even fish to a degree, y'all, I'm getting to the point where I'm like, you know what, man? Can I make a similar dish with like mushrooms and some different types of vegetables and that sort of thing? So I've been looking at a lot of different vegetarian recipes that are like, listen, you eat this and you won't miss this other thing anymore. So I'm looking at jackfruit now. I've never really prepared anything that was made from jackfruit myself, but I've seen them. I've had some at different food festivals and stuff like that. But I'm about to get into that. Excuse me for 1 second. Had to hit the mute button on the microphone. Y'all didn't want to hear that. So anyway, but getting back to the numerology, 2024 is an 8 year. What is 8? 8 is the number of not only infinity, but when you talk about the connection between astrology and numerology, which is all energy, 8 is the number that rules the 8th house. The 8th house is ruled by Scorpio. So that is the number of scorpionic energy. We know that scorpionic energy is all about transformation. Okay. It is all about transformation. So when you talk about anybody with a major Scorpio placement, you are going to be energized and charged by the energy of 2024. You're gonna some of you have been feeling it already. Some of you have been feeling it already because we know that the cosmos don't shift on a dime. Everything is gradual. I talk about that all the time. You don't go from night to morning or you don't go from AM to PM on a dime. It doesn't go from dark to light like that. Everything is a gradual transition. Okay. So the 8 year energy, some of you are already feeling it. But if you got Scorpio, sun, moon, or rising, you are going to get a major charge out of this year. Now, keep in mind what I said. It's also the number of infinity. Okay. It's also the number 8. What do we know about the number 8? I'm drawing it in the air. That number 8, it goes down, drops around, hits bottom, comes back up. Same as with the infinity. So guess what? If you've been on the bottom, this is a look ahead for 2024. If you have been struggling, but you've been doing that work. When I'm talking about doing that work, I'm talking about working on you, doing your inner work. Okay. It's also called shadow work, but some people get in there, they get yee when they hear you say shadow work. All it means is what is in the shadows is not seen by everybody, but it's seen by you. You know it's there. Perhaps everybody else doesn't see it. Maybe the people closest to you see it. Okay. So that's the meaning of shadow work. But if you've been working on you, you've been struggling, but you've been doing the work, you coming up this year. You coming up. Okay. If you're up already and you've been doing good, you've been rolling righteously, you're going to stay up. But if you've been up for a long time and you've been wicked, you probably building a bunker right now. If you got money, you probably building a bunker right now. Because if you up, but you've been living wicked, you've been behaving wicked, you've been out here causing all kind of havoc, you've been raising hell every chance you get, you going down in 2024. That's just the math. That ain't Matt. That's Matt reading the math. That's Scorpionic. Scorpionic. Listen, if you've been struggling, what is the energy of the eighth house? It is the phoenix rising from the ashes. So if you've been struggling, but you've been doing the work, you're rising. You're coming out of the ashes, transformed into a new version of yourself. For those of y'all that saw my last video where I was talking about a powerful affirmation, one of the things that came out in that was, in the same token that the butterfly can never return to being a caterpillar, you can't return to being a former version of yourself once you have transformed. So eighth house energy, 8-year energy is about transformation. We're going to see a lot of flips happen this year. We're already seeing some of it. Let me read some comments. One more thing. If you guys know your house placements, if you've done your birth chart, you know what time you were born, and you know your house placements, look at what energy you have in your eighth house, because that is going to be activated this year too. All right. For example, y'all have heard me say this before. I'm a Libra rising, so my eighth house is in Taurus. Taurus energy is about what? I ain't gonna say it on here. But I'm just saying, I'm just telling y'all, you are look at what sign you have in your eighth house, because that is going to be activated by this 8-year energy as well. Especially if you've been doing the shadow work, if you've been doing that inner work, that personal work, working on you, trying to be a better version of yourself. That your eighth house is going to be activated this year. So now let me read some comments. Let's see. Lady Daggerstatus said, love jackfruit, Matt. Get it in brine or water in the can and season it. Okay. The sweet jackfruit will always be sweet, so you can't manipulate as much. Okay, I get it. Let me see. Yeah, okay. So I saw a big raw one though at like this Whole Foods type market. It wasn't Whole Foods, but it was like a Whole Foods type market. And I saw some big ones in there. So I was like, oh, I can get the raw one and play around with it. So, but I'll keep that in mind with the canned one. Okay. The goat said, Matt, I'm still using the states of consciousness scales you showed. Hey, listen, I do it too. When I find myself in some low vibrational energy, I look at that scale and I'm like, ooh, okay, this is the emotion I'm in right now. Let me have the courage to come out of this. But as a part of that, one of the things I always do is I'm a cause and effect type of guy. What happened? I rewind the tape. What happened that got me in this energy? Okay, now I know what happened to get me in this energy. I can reverse this. I can reverse it. So you have to identify. You got to do the inner work and figure out what it was that you feel like got you in that energy. Okay. Let me see. To keep reminding myself that I choose my state of beingness, not allowed to dictate to me my blessings. That is exactly right. You know, I hear people that say, you know, I hate you astrology people. You're always like using your house placements and your sun, your moon, your Mars, and you're using that as an excuse. No, that is the energy that you are. But you also need to understand that there are high vibrational and they're low vibrational. Okay. One of the highest, I'm using Scorpio again because we're in that season. We're in that eight-year cycle. One of the highest vibrational Scorpios I've ever met is this lady I play tennis with. Okay, she is in her 60s. She loves on everybody. She don't play no games. She defends her family, but she's probably the highest vibrational Scorpio I've ever met. And my older brother's a Scorpio. He's a very high vibrational Scorpio. He don't get rattled. He don't cause nobody no stress, none of that stuff. But you can contrast it. A low vibrational Scorpio, P. Diddy. He all in the news right now. And you can say, well, Matt, you judging him. No, listen. What he's doing, what he's been accused of, all of this stuff. These are people that are sharing real things that happen. So you're not judging the person, but you can actually put the behavior into a category. Is this behavior considered high vibrational or low vibrational based on cause and effect? What effect did this behavior have on the person? What type of effect did this behavior cause? Then you can classify that righteously as high vibrational or low vibrational. That ain't judging the person. I mean, you do what you do as a person. I can't say that you're a bad person, but I can say what you did was bad. Is a person that runs a red light because they're rushing to get to work and cause an accident, are they a bad person? No, not necessarily, but they did a bad thing. They saw the light red and they ran it anyway. Okay, so you don't judge the person, but you can categorize the action. There's nothing wrong with that. That's using the eye test, and that is being truthful. Okay. So now let me read the next one. It says, "Oh snap! I just relocated from Phoenix." I don't know what that means, but okay. I know that means something to you. And don't share it if you don't feel, unless you feel led to. Don't share it. I know it has meaning to you because I see the laugh emojis there. So 8-year energy. What did you guys that saw my 2024 predictions video, and I'll put that in the description box when this video is over. But those of you that saw my 2024 predictions video, I said it's going to continue what was happening in 2023. The 7, the sign of justice, the number of the house that's ruled by Libra, which is about justice. Okay, that moves to 8. Okay, 8 is ruled by Scorpio. The planetary ruler is Mars. Mars is about action. It is about action. It is about assertiveness. It is about war. It's a lot of things. So again, I talked about having an 8-year in the midst of an Aries North node. That's a lot of fighting and struggle and strife. We're going to see a lot of that this year, but we're also going to see a lot of transformation where people who have struggled are going to be winning now, and people who were winning but winning unrighteously are going to be losing. Now, the other thing that we're going to see is more people being exposed. All right. I don't want to talk about Bishop Jakes, but that's one such exposure. Okay. G. Cole said, Tamara, hey, what's up, Tamara? She said, hey, Capricorn. Let me finish my point. I'm gonna come to these comments. I don't want to talk about that bishop, but exposed. Okay. I watched a video this morning, y'all. You know what? Let me play it. I can show y'all better than I can tell y'all. Let me play this little video clip. All right. It was on Instagram. Hang on a second. Because this kind of blew my mind. I actually shared it to my story. And I was just like, I said, this is what I'm talking about. Let me find my story here. Hang on a second.
I know a lot, but sure.
Okay, let me set this up. All right. So this is this Christian guy. He has a podcast, and he brings different people on there. I already kind of don't. I mean, it showed up, and I don't follow this dude because I don't like people who roast people. And I mean, I'm like, why are you doing that? Like, you doing that for clicks, all right? But it is what it is. I'm gonna play this this video, and I put in my caption on my story, verily I say unto you, cross aside. I said cross aside because she's wearing the cross, and no judgment. I don't wear one. I know. I mean, I happen to see it as a human torture device, so you'll never see me wearing one. But to each his own. Y'all do y'all. I said, verily I say unto you, cross aside. This woman is more in touch with who God is than this judgmental Christian. But that went over a bunch of y'all heads. Let me play this clip for y'all, and then you'll know what I'm talking about.
I am wearing a cross.
Because this is about, again, this is about exposing. And I'm gonna tell y'all what you're gonna see in 2024. And some people ain't gonna want to hear this, but you're gonna continue to see Christianity crumble. You're gonna continue to see Christianity crumble. And I know that's probably gonna affect some of y'all in a rough way, but let me just say this for those of y'all that consider yourselves practicing Christians or whatever. I don't wear that label anymore. And y'all know that don't stop me from reading and breaking down and interpreting scripture. I've said it for 2 years now, and I'll continue to say it. The Bible is a spiritual book. It is not a religious book. It was hijacked by the religious control establishment and fashioned into what? The doctrine of control. Okay. These are spiritual teachings that predate the establishment of the worldwide church. So how can they be religious? All right. Let me play this. But anyway, let me go on. Let me go. Oh, that's what I was going to say. For those of y'all that still consider yourselves practicing Christians, when I say Christianity is going to crumble, I'm talking about the current presentation of it, the presentation of it that was given birth to by the Roman Catholic Church. And I often ask people this, how can you claim a religion that was brought to you by the same people that killed the person they named it after? That just doesn't make sense to me. Like, that just does not make sense to me. First of all, his name wasn't Christ, but he was the Christed one. Okay. So you name something, you name a religion and base it on the life of a man that you persecuted for his whole life and ultimately killed him. And then you, the killer, gives the world the religion. It's another reason why to this day, I will not sing Amazing Grace anymore. When I understood who wrote it and what he was writing it, and it was his own guilt that produced the song Amazing Grace, you will never hear me sing Amazing Grace anymore. When people ask me to come and give them one or two songs at whatever function they have, I ask them, well, do you have a request or something? Or do you want me to just come up with the music? You want me to bring my own music? You have a request? If they say Amazing Grace, it's off the list. I'm not singing it. I'm not singing it. You don't get to slave in human traffic and then see the light and then come and present a song that is your freeing yourself from your own guilt. And then I'm gonna sing it with you? Nah, bro. Nah, we ain't doing that. Anyway, let me go. I'm gonna come back to the comments here in just a second. Let me play this.
I am wearing a cross.
You're wearing a cross.
Yes.
Do you consider yourself a Christian?
I believe in God.
Let me ask you a question. Do you wear your cross while you're engaging in producing porn or OnlyFans content?
I always wear my cross.
You always wear your cross.
I never take it off.
Do you think that God approves of you doing porn, basically?
Yeah, it's not hurting anybody. I do it very safely.
Do you think God wants you making porn?
God said that he loves everyone.
Okay, I have a question. If God wants you to be a porn star, what do you think Satan wants?
To stop doing what I do?
Satan wants you to not do porn, and God wants you to do porn. Do I have that right?
Yeah.
I'm noticing
I am wearing a cross.
You're wearing a cross.
I had a problem with that. That's why I shared it to my story and put that caption on there. That the caption that read, "This woman has a better sense of," or what did I say there? I think I said this woman is more in touch with who God is.
I am wearing
Yeah.
a cross.
Yeah, I said this woman is more in touch with who God is than this judgmental Christian. Now, here this man is. First of all, and let me shout out. Let me shout out to my wife on this one. Y'all know I don't like to talk about like my person. I don't even like to say my wife on the air and stuff like that because then people be all into, oh yeah, that ain't, I like to keep my private life private. But let me share this. Shout out to the Virgos out there. All right, she's a Virgo. The first thing she said was, first of all, how does he know her to have her on this show? She's like, all right, I'm gonna slide. You could swipe left. I'm done. I was like, damn, I don't even be looking at stuff like that. But I said to myself, I'm like, this man is being very judgmental, and this is the problem I have with Christianity. This man is trying to corral this woman in and basically tell her what she's doing is morally wrong and trying to corral her in and quote unquote win her soul to Christ. Okay. Now you can clearly see from this interview that this woman has no guilt or shame about what she's doing. All right. She's fine with it. She's like, look, she says, I'm very safe and I don't hurt anybody with it. She's minding her business. What if she came to this life to experience being a porn star? Now, let me give you the biblical example because that's going to mess some of y'all up. I know some of y'all watching this video, some of y'all going to be, and I ain't talking to anybody in this live. I'm talking about the people who coming after watching on demand that call themselves Christians. They're going to want to come from me in the comments. Let me explain something to you. Someone who sold their body, I'm going to say it nicely, okay? Somebody who sold their body was put in Jericho, was born and lived in Jericho, came to this earth to be who she was, for the very moment that Joshua and his spies showed up. Right? So this is why you got to be careful in judging people, because you might be looking at where they are now, but you don't know A, why they were sent here, and B, what is the use for what they're going to be doing in the future. So this woman has an OnlyFans. This Bible Rahab, let me say her name, Rahab. Rahab was a harlot, meaning she sold it. Rahab was looked and frowned upon by everybody in that city. Look at this old nasty, good for nothing woman out there. She's selling herself. Rahab was like, I'm providing a service. All right. Maybe by my providing a service, maybe some of these people ain't going to get frustrated and go attack nobody. I don't know why she was doing what she was doing. I know she was sent. Okay. So here's Rahab. She had to be put there in that city because the Most High had occasion against that city. And see, this is why I tell y'all, we think and see in linear time. But in the spirit realm, there's no linear time. There's only possibilities. If y'all haven't seen it, go and watch my video, What Are Spirit Guides and Why Is It Important to Listen to Their Advice? I did that video 2 years ago. Your spirit guides, your spirit team, you got angels, you have ancestors. For those of y'all that don't believe in that, that's y'all issue. I happen to know that the ancestors still communicate. What did I tell you? I tell you, belief and knowledge don't exist in the same. They are mutually exclusive. You believe or you know. You believe or you know. I happen to know that the ancestral realm is very real because my ancestors have communicated with me on a number of occasions, especially over the last 3 years, in ways that they never did before. But I know people whose ancestors communicated with them prior to, me having my spiritual awakening. Okay? I won't say a name. I know a young lady who sews. I won't say a name because again, whatever. But this lady sews. And she was frustrated she bought a pattern, bought the material. She was frustrated making a dress this one night. And she said, come on. Now, her grandmother sewed and her mother sewed as well. She's been making clothes since she was a little girl, whatever. She said, come on, Grandma. She said, Grandma, what am I doing wrong? Show me this. And she said her grandmother's energy occurred to her and showed her exactly what she was doing wrong and showed her where to put that thing on the right path, and she finished making that outfit. I can't make it up. I can't make it up. I cannot make it up. I had in my mind earlier this year to do to do something I probably shouldn't have done. And my grandfather's face, almost like the whole writing on the wall thing, my grandfather's face appeared to me and said, Matt, that's not what you came here to do. Stay on your path. You're winning. Stay on your path. You're almost there. Stay on your path. And I'm like, but granddad. So I started talking. I'm like, but granddad, this grandfather, he wasn't my favorite grandfather because he gave me a whooping for something that wasn't my fault. All right. He sent me to the store to get him a pack of Camels. He used to smoke them Camels. He gave me a $5 bill back in the day, sent me to the store. I wasn't even 8 years old, maybe 8 or 9 years old. This was back when you could go to the store and buy a pack of cigarettes for your parents or your aunt, uncle, whatever. It was funny. So he gave me a $5 bill, sent me to the store to the train station. I'm in New York. He said, go to the train station and get me a pack of Camels. And I had a hole in my pocket and I didn't learn it. And so when I got to the store, I didn't see his money. And I pulled the pocket out, and this was a big hole in my pocket. So I retraced my steps. I'm looking for this $5 bill. I'm crying because I knew what was going to happen if I didn't come back with them cigarettes. So now I'm looking around for money, hoping to find some money in the ground. Stayed gone too long. Came back. Granddad. He said, boy, you've been gone a long time. Where's my cigarettes? Granddaddy, I lost your $5. I don't know where's that. You lost it. You was gone all that time. He said, boy, you done bought some candy, some junk food. You play some video games. He whooped me in front of all, and y'all know how it is in the projects. All the kids is coming by at the right time. I got a whooping in front of all the kids in the projects that was like out in that area, man. And you know what they do, man? They start playing church music. Why? Because when you getting that whooping back in the day, some of y'all know what I'm talking about. When you getting that whooping, you jumping around, man. They clap at the pattern. Somebody playing the guitar. Look at Matt shouting, y'all. He's shouting. Yo, that after that, I ain't like my grandfather no more. I ain't like him no more. But anyway, that same grandfather occurred to me. So anyway, y'all, I know I got off track. Y'all know I like to take y'all down the side street, whatever, every day and show y'all the neighborhood. But let me get you back on point. Let me read some comments. I'm gonna get you back on point with this Rahab story. Okay. She said, okay, what we got? Okay. G. Cole said, facts, brother, preach the truth. Lady Dagger said, our family coming to me now about the church. Ooh. They are waking up to really understanding for themselves. So happy because I was ridiculed like crazy, LOL, for reading the Bible, basically. Wow. You touching nerves now. Self-righteous bigots. Yup. You teach it, brother. Keep going. Okay, so I'm going to keep going. On that note, I'm going to keep going. So Rahab could not stand the people that she in her city because they criticized and ridiculed her. And in her mind, she wasn't doing anything wrong. She was just like, I love what I'm doing. I'm providing a service. Okay. So when Joshua and them got there and they saw her and they knew that they was looking for these spies, she said, you know what? I know that y'all was sent from God. So she probably had some psychic gifts as well. For her to know that they were sent from God. I know that y'all are sent from God. I'm gonna hide y'all out in my place. And when the night comes, night falls, or whatever, y'all can sneak back out of here. I'm gonna tell y'all how to get out of the city, not get caught, all of that. She said, listen, when y'all come through, I know the God y'all serve. When y'all come through to destroy this city, just save me and my family. Remember what I did for you. Joshua was like, I got you, Rahab. I got you. I got you. Okay. And Rahab was probably fine too. Let me just put that out there. She's probably fine too. So, y'all know what happens. Y'all know the rest of the story. The Israelites sack Jericho, destroy it, slaughter everybody. But Rahab and her family got to live the rest of their life out among the Israelites, and were treated and she was treated. They were treated like family, treated like family. And y'all know that carries to this day, right? Y'all know that carries to this day. Y'all know who among the tribes on this soil in the United States, when you move into their neighborhood, you family, they like, yo, man, come on through. We having a cookout, whatever. They don't care what you look like. They treat you like family if you high vibrational. And then, you know, some other neighborhoods you move into, maybe one or two people are nice, but other people are like, okay, let's not have any other people move in here, or the property value is going to go down. And y'all, come on, y'all. Y'all know I'm talking. Y'all know I'm speaking the truth. Y'all know I'm speaking the truth. So the proof is always in the pudding, who's who. But this ain't the direction I wanted to go in this video. But I just wanted to put that out there. Here's Rahab, this harlot that loved what she did, felt like she was providing a service. Maybe she got tired of doing it. Maybe I'm tired of being judged by these religious officials in this city who ain't living right themselves, and they trying to judge me because I'm selling a service. Y'all know what happened. Y'all know the rest of the story. So here we go, modern day. This woman, she on OnlyFans or whatever, she eating however she eat, whatever. How you know, again, why you bringing her on there trying to shame her in front of everybody? And like, she's giving it to you honest. She said, look, I think that I'm doing the right thing. I don't think I'm hurting anybody. What did the Messiah say when he basically fulfilled the law? He said, I didn't come here to destroy the law. I came to fulfill it. And he said, I'm going to give you 2 new instructions. I'm going to simplify all of this. Forget these 600 some odd laws, instructions, because they weren't laws. Laws is a bad translation. I hate that. It is what it is. Laws is a bad translation. If it can be broken, then it's not a law. It's an instruction. Universal laws cannot be broken. All right? I say that all the time. Universal laws can never be broken. Whatsoever man sows, that will he also reap. That's a universal law. He who diggeth the pit will fall in it. That's a universal law. Okay? Those are universal laws. Now, so these 600 some odd instructions, they were instructions, okay? If they can be broken, they're instructions, they're not laws. So what did the Messiah say? He said, I'm going to give you 2 new instructions. Love God, love source, love the universal I am presence from which you came, love the universal I am presence with all your heart and all your soul, and keep his instructions, all right? Or its instructions, if you want to go that route with it, okay? And the second one is likened to the first. He said, you should love your neighbor as yourself, or whatsoever things you desire done unto you, that you do to your neighbor, okay? So where has she broken those instructions? She said, I believe it. He said, are you a Christian? She said, I believe in God. So he's judging her because, are you telling me that you wear your cross when you're doing your porn? This man he done watch some porn in his life. There's no way he hasn't. If I had to bet money, I don't know that. Maybe that's me being a little judgmental just to keep it 100. I don't know that. But he's had to have seen some. Most men in America have at some point. Most men in America have. So why are you sitting here talking to her like you ain't never done none of that? What did the Messiah said? He when they were getting ready to stone the woman, he said, whoever among you is without sin, error. In other words, error. Whoever among you who ain't never up in your life, y'all throw the first stone. They didn't move. They didn't move. They had to leave her alone. So, why did I play that clip? Again, that is exposing the lack of high vibrational energy in a lot of these so-called churches and these church officials, okay? You lacking love. Love is the highest vibration. He tell you to love. Love your neighbors yourself. Do you want somebody talking down to you? So why are you talking down to her and shaming her on camera in front of a bunch of people? I would love to debate that dude, y'all. I'm keeping it 100. I'm keeping it 100. He'd have to go find something else to do. When I was done with him, he'd have to go find something else to do. Because I could rip. Anyway, I don't know how that interview ended. I just saw that clip. But hopefully she left there in high vibrational energy and she didn't let him. And this is my problem. Again, I talk about Christianity. It lives in the low vibrational energy of shame and guilt. It purports to be about love, but it lives in the low vibrational energy of shame and guilt. And so now what is happening with this reversal, with this 8 energy, because 8s are reverses too. What did I say? If you've been down and you've been high vibrational, you're coming up. If you've been up and you've been low vibrational, you're coming down. So 8s are reversals. What's happening in this reversal energy? Those who have been pretending and putting themselves forth as something that in the shadows they're not, they're being brought out of the shadows into the light and being exposed. So y'all gonna continue to see in this 8-year energy, in addition to a lot of people coming into abundance, in addition to a lot of people coming into abundance. And again, look at your 8th house placements. If you got any planets in the 8th house, pay attention to those. All right. Whatever sign you got in the 8th house, pay attention to that, because you're going to see some powerful activations this year. Okay. But with that, you're going to see a lot of people continue to get exposed. Y'all go watch my 2024 predictions video. I'll put a link in the description box when this video is over. All right. What else did I have here? Let's see. Where is my notepad? There we go. Hang on a second. All right. 8-year energy and how's it going to affect the planet? All right. How's it going to affect the planet? I just talked about that. So listen, if y'all got 8th house placements, man, y'all pay attention to those. Stay high vibrational, family. Stay high vibrational. Don't let nobody pull you out of your energy. And listen, to those of y'all who are givers, who love people, you love your families, you give. Give some of that to yourself this year. Give some of that to yourself this year and watch how powerfully you transform. You're in the 8-year energy, so you have to harness that energy to bring transformation in your own life. You don't even have to have any 8th house placements. Just understand what that 8 energy is about. If you're a life path 8, let me get on that. If you are a life path 8, you better be manifesting. You better be speaking your affirmations and your manifestations like a mofo, because they're going to happen for you. They're going to happen for you this year. If you're high vibrational, if you're low vibrational life path 8, you might manifest some divine judgment in your life. I don't know. I'm just saying. Again, I don't want to repeat myself. If you're a life path 8, you money this year. She said, speak life and love into the children. Yes, do that. Absolutely do that. But do that to yourself too, Lady Dagger Status. Speak life and love into yourself too. If you run out of gas, it's like those refueling planes that you see in those Air Force air-to-air refueling planes. If that plane doesn't have enough gas, how can it fly and go refuel another plane that's running low on gas? You got to gas yourself up. So you have to give yourself love heals. Love heals. I cannot tell y'all the type of energy I'm in right now. Just with that last video I did, reading that affirmation and that activation and that renunciation. A lot of us have been under bondage of old thought patterns and words that we told ourselves when we weren't spiritually awakened. Thoughts that we had about ourselves when we weren't spiritually awakened. Am I doing the right thing? Or am I doing the right thing in accordance with what? With what some pastor said? You know, deep in the deepest part of your essence, you know what is the right thing for you. That's why I revised Romans 12:2 in my video. Let me bring that up for those of y'all who haven't seen it. I still want you to watch the video, and I need to add the video too. So this is a reminder to myself to add the video link to the bottom of this article. But I'm going to bring up this web article, y'all, and show it to you. Some of y'all can read this on the screen here. I'll read it on the screen for whoever needs to hear it. For those of you that haven't seen that video, this is from my blog, mdtalford.com. Okay. And I need to do some work on my website, y'all. So if you have difficulty bringing this page up, I do apologize. I haven't done any back-end work on this site in a long time. All right. Where is it? All right. Let me make sure I'm sharing. Okay, y'all can see that. All right. Hopefully y'all can read this. I'm going to bring it up. Okay. And y'all can see I got the red pill there, red pill and the blue pill. It's really a gummy, but anyway, that's a story for another day. A powerful affirmation that will upgrade your life. Okay. Let's see. I'll just read it. I'll read it for those of you who haven't seen it, because every time I read this, I feel like it activates me. It charges me. Okay. And y'all can read the whole article. I'm just going to skip down to the activation. It reads, I hereby, let me make the screen bigger, y'all, because, wait a minute. This ain't, where's my pinch? There we go. There we go. I want to make sure y'all can read that. Okay. And let me check it just to make sure. Can y'all read that? Give me a thumbs up if y'all can see that on the screen. I mean, I'm going to read it too, but y'all give me a thumbs up if you can see that. That's probably the best I can get it and still have it on the screen. Okay. All right. This says, I hereby renounce any and all vows and promises made by old versions of myself that are not in alignment with the person I am today. Any words spoken, oaths taken, promises, pledges, or vows made, and or spells that were cast upon myself by me or others when I was a spiritually unawakened version of myself, words which do not apply to the new, spiritually awakened version of myself, are no longer valid. I therefore take back my power and nullify and release myself from any and all earthbound contracts which were put into effect by my own affirmation at a time when I was spiritually unconscious and unaware of both the power of my words and of my true divine nature. Any words spoken by me to myself or others that bound me to people, places, or situations that do not serve my highest good on this timeline, I am forever released from. Finally, as the butterfly can never return to its former caterpillar form, neither can the new version of me return to a former version of myself that is forever gone. Therefore, I hereby announce that from this moment forward, I am free. So be it. Ashe. Okay, and Ashe, for those of you who don't know, it is a Yoruba activation, sort of loosely akin to the Amen, but it's much more powerful. Ashe is a vibration that activates the ether, the etheric factory, the universal I am presence. It's like hitting the order now button on Amazon. Once you hit that order button and you got your payment information in there, that package is on the way. Ashe kind of holds that energy, but it does it into the ether. And now, the Romans 12:2, the rewrite. And be not conformed to this world, but be you transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you might prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of the universal I am presence for your own life. Ashe. Okay? So let me stop sharing that. And that was the activation I was telling you guys. So for those of you that haven't seen that video, I'll put that video in the link as well. So let me make a note. I got 2 videos I need to put in there, because y'all know me. I'll get off of here and be like, oh, I forgot. Let's see. That's not what I want. Uh-oh. Why are you playing with me? Okay. All right. So let's change this to red. And 2024 predictions and affirmation video. I will put those links in the description box once this video is over. So I got one more thing I wanted to show you guys before I get off of here, talking about revelations and exposures and things being exposed and things that were in the darkness being brought to the light. Y'all, I watched this video today, this around noon, around midday, that it's the reason why I came in here and started this video later than I wanted to. This video was done 6 months ago. It was published 6 months ago by this brother, and I'm gonna see if I can't pull it up on the screen for you guys. Let me look. I took a photo of the screen, and this video is titled "Before the Bible Was Translated," Part 1. I'm excited to go back and watch Part 2, but this was mind blowing. This was mind blowing, and I will tell y'all have heard me say this before. If there's something that I don't completely understand or doesn't completely resonate, as long as it doesn't go against anything I feel inside, if I don't completely understand it, I don't dismiss it. I just put it in my back pocket, and I'm like, okay, I can look at this later. So this video is called "Before the Bible Was Translated," part 1, and the YouTube channel is Reeducated TV. All right, and I'm gonna pull it up on the screen for you guys to see it. But I want you to look at this photo that I took earlier, and I've already shared it to my laptop. So let me just bring it up. Talking about things being exposed. This is an early depiction of William Shakespeare. Now, I've heard this for the longest, that Shakespeare was a brother, but y'all know what the Renaissance did. The Renaissance went through, what do they call the Renaissance? The rebirth. So the Renaissance went through after they drove the Moors out of Europe. We know the Moors were. That's another name for, all right, I don't need to go there. I don't need to go there. Y'all heard me say it a number of times. They were a collection of Israelites and Ishmaelites, okay? Which are ancient cousins that ruled the Iberian Peninsula, okay? All right. So when you look at the modern numeric system that replaced what is that? Okay, sorry about that distraction. The modern numeric system that replaced the Roman numerals, what do they call it? They called it Arabic numerals, right? They did that to take credit away from who actually introduced it into the world. All right. And I did another video showing you that y'all, there's so much being exposed. There's so much being exposed. The word Arab means dark. I did a video explaining that. Let me put a link to that in the description box. Okay. So y'all, it's time to not be ashamed of the truth anymore. If you're ashamed of the truth, then you ain't worth the shoes you're walking in. All right. To say it nicely. If you are afraid of the truth, you're not worth the shoes you're walking in. Okay. I'm gonna put that one in there. Arab means dark. And that's a short video. It's probably about 15 minutes, maybe 10, 15 minutes. It's a short video. I want y'all to watch that. But yeah, they call it the Arabic numerals. 1, 0 through 9 are Arabic numerals. They did that. But who introduced those numerals? I'm going to leave it at that. Okay. All right. Lady Dagger Status said, G. Cole said 100, 100. Let me show y'all these photos real quick. Let me bring them up. Downloads. Okay. That's one. That's not the one. Okay, that's the other one. Okay. All right. Let me bring this up, y'all, because it's going to blow your mind. Y'all see that? Y'all see that, right? If you can't look at that jawline, that forehead, now this is rough. I tried to edit it and make it a little bit more clear, but if you watch the video, this is my camera taking a photo of the TV screen, so it's a little noisy. The photo's a little noisy, but I'm gonna bring the video up so y'all can see it, and then y'all can judge for yourselves. Okay, that is a brother. When I looked at that, I paused it. I said, "You see that?" I said, "Do you see this?" I said, "Tell me that's a brother." All right. Where's the name of the channel or your Arab video? Oh, the Arab video is on. That's in my channel. I'll show you that in a second. But let me show you this other image here. Excuse me. Let me remove this. And I don't know why I broke it down to the windows. I didn't want that. This. Look at, if y'all can read that. I don't know if you can see that. It might be too much. Let me see if I can shrink it down to make it a little bit more legible. Can y'all read what that says there? That says portrait status of this great colored poet, actor, and playwright from National Portrait Gallery. Now, this came from and it says William Shakespeare there. This came from exactly Lady Dagger Status. Looks like a brother to me. This came from one of those old books that, and you hear these brothers that find this information, they will tell you that these books cost thousands of dollars. And I'm talking about in the 5 figures, not the 4-figure range. I'm talking about the 5-figure range. These books are typically priced in the 5-figure range because they want to keep that information hidden from people that probably would benefit from seeing it. Okay. That's how these things work. But Shakespeare, a brother. Shakespeare, brother. Let me bring this video up. Let me stop sharing this. And let me bring this video up. And this will be the last thing I'll do, and I'll wrap this video up, family. I appreciate y'all spending part of your New Year's Day with me. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it. You guys know how I feel about you. Let's see. That was called what? Hang on a second. Before the Bible was translated, part 1. You know what? Let's do this. YouTube. All right. Okay. Let's go here. Right here.
When my son Brian died in a drunk driving accident, I put out a video about it, try to stop young people from drinking and driving. And because of TikTok, it can reach millions of people around the world. If you save one person, that's one more person that can change the world too, right?
I've dealt with a hanging belly, love handles, or flabby arms. And now I'm going crazy about this odd cough.
Let me make sure y'all can see this.
To Re-Educated TV.
Now, I sped this up because he talks so low. He talks really low, so I sped it up. But to each his own. If y'all can deal with the pace, the natural pace, then y'all can watch this video at, you know, whatever the normal is. I had to speed it up to like 1.25x for it to move. But anyway, let me skip forward to that little part about this is a fascinating. That's just one part. Y'all have to read this or watch this because in this book, it is showing you the discrepancies. And this is something I've noticed for years. Like a lot of the people that y'all know how I get down on my channel. I'm talking about masculine and feminine energy exist in all things. Okay. Even at the atomic level, you have a proton, which is masculine, an electron, which is feminine, and the neutron, which is neutral. That structure holds true throughout the universe, including in men and women. Men, 3 parts masculine, 3 parts feminine, 1 part neutral. It's just that the masculine energy is more pronounced in a man, okay, and more powerfully expressed in a man. Women, 3 parts masculine, 3 parts feminine, 1 part neutral. It's just that the feminine energy zones are more powerful and more pronounced in a female. So it's the same thing here. Y'all know how I get down about chapter 1 of Genesis and how it don't add up with the other part. So it's this video actually goes into, and man, the way he did it, I couldn't have done it better, y'all. I could not have done it better. This brother broke it down the way he did it. He used this book. All he did was present from the book. So the book really takes care of everything. But what he did was he basically spotlighted the fact that men and women were created at the same time in Genesis chapter 1. But then you jump over to the next chapter and it's talking about it's not good for a man to be alone. Let us give him a helpmate and put him to sleep, and took a rib, and there come Eve. And everybody runs with the rib story, but everybody forgets that, and it says in the beginning, he made them male and female. So he breaks down how this writer is showing you that there is a discrepancy in the narrative. And then y'all got to check this out. But let me get to this Shakespeare thing here. And then, where is it? ¿Dónde está Mateo? Ay de mí. Give me a second. It's in here, family, because this is where I got it from. Y'all stick with me. Stick with me. Let me see if my photograph gives a clue of where it is. Give me 1 second, because I do not want to play the whole thing. 3255. Look at that. Won't he do it? 3255. Here we go. All right.
By the God of thy father, who shall help thee, and by the Almighty, omnipotent, who shall
Before the
bless
Bible was
thee
translated,
with
part
blessings of
1,
heaven above,
TV. That ain't
blessings of the deep that lieth under, blessings of the breast and of the...
Hang on, that ain't it, y'all. Hang on. That might be how much time was left. Maybe it was how much time was left. 32:55 left.
This recognizes what.
All right, y'all. If I can't find this little spot, just know it's in this video, and y'all can I might be scrolling too fast. See, this is easier. I normally do this on my Apple TV. It's easier because it's a little bigger.
Bishop calls them an abyss of madness and blasphemy.
Wait a minute. History channel. Oh, this is the problem. Okay, this ain't the right video, y'all. That's where it's messed up. Okay, give me 1 second here. There we go. I don't know how I skipped off of that.
Educated TV, where we keep you informed. Many lives are shaped by religion, or we see the Creator disguised as the Father, the Preserver disguised as bliss.
Hold up, y'all. I'm gonna find this. I promise you, I'm gonna find this, y'all. I think I'm getting close. All right, it ain't working out, y'all.
They gave us what came from their minds and thoughts. Thus, different authors appear to write in contradiction to each other, which leaves us confused and ultimately lost. Under the name of the country of the Chaldeans, allowed to man in chapter, was always thought to be a production of Moses, but it is rather a series of treatises written by different people at different times. I have already shown you that Moses is a mythos, which will also be fully explained in the is a big part of the Christian system and is nothing that Abraham's, the IEUE, them both, explained in the future. If you have not already, Godhead had not let him told Jacob, creator Allah of his father, he is the one who gives a blessing. Father, fire, destroy, and by the eye.
Okay, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna take any more of you guys this time. But it's in this video. It is in this video, and it's just not. You know, let me mute this for a second. I'm gonna try this one. I'm gonna try this a different way. Let's see if I can skip ahead like this. I should have marked it, but you know how these things go. I didn't think I was going to be bringing this up here, so. Okay, Matthew, maybe we're letting it go. All right, y'all. I'm not gonna waste any more of your time. Y'all know Capricorn don't want to let it go. Ugh. Oh, you said you found it. Okay, good. All right, y'all. So that was what I wanted to show y'all, that video. And you said you found, now Lady Dagger Status, when you said found it, were you referring to my video or this one? Let me know. And I will put, let me bring this up, y'all, just for those of you who haven't seen it but want to know where it is. Matt D. Talford. That's not what I wanted. YouTube. Where is it? Where is it? It is, let's see. That's the video right there. If you have ever had any questions about the appearance of the ancient Arabs, I'm here to tell you, you need look no further than the Hebrew language for the answer. Okay, what did the ancient Arabs look like is the title of that video. Oh, I didn't show it to you. Y'all know this is the key. This is the telltale sign that I'm running long. I need to get ready to get off of here. There's a video, okay? That's the title. What did the ancient Arabs look like? Or what did the ancient Arabs look like? This common Hebrew phrase tells the story. All right, that's a brief video. It is no longer than nine minutes. And y'all know that's a feat for me, y'all. Y'all already know. For those of y'all that have been watching me for a while, y'all know that's a feat for me to do a video under 10 minutes, okay? So y'all check that video out. Let me put the title here. There's your whole search phrase right there for YouTube. All right, family. Listen, we're coming up. We're just shy of. We're about 15 minutes shy of the 2-hour mark. So I want to thank y'all for being here today and spending part of your New Year's Day with me. Listen, I want to make sure I went over everything. You guys have a lot to be excited about. Okay, we all have a light. Thank you, Goat. Thank you. We have a lot to be excited about. This is, y'all. This is probably, I can't recall ever being this excited about a new year. And again, I know that it's not the cosmic new year. I kind of talked about that. I mean, or the new year, for example, New Year's, technically speaking, is going to be different based on the eye test, based on where you are. Okay. Spring is different in the southern hemisphere than it is in the northern hemisphere. So we tend to take a northern hemisphere centric approach to everything because that's where we live. But y'all, I thank you, Lady Dagger Status. She said I had a great time. Y'all, man, I love y'all so much. I say it in a lot of videos. Y'all make this work a pleasure. You do. I love what I do, but I love it even more because of you guys. So you guys, just y'all teach me. Y'all teach me. Y'all don't realize that. But I learned a lot from y'all, especially in the comments underneath the video. So do me a huge favor at this point. If you have not done so already, please give this video a thumbs up for me. It'll help this video to propagate and get out there and help more people to see it. And if you are new to the channel watching this and you like being entertained, educated, inspired, uplifted, please hit that subscribe button for me, okay? Make sure you have your notification bell turned to all so that you'll be notified when I upload new content. Oh, and I want to say this before I get off of here, family. Y'all check the subscription status of your favorite YouTubers from time to time, because I can tell you I have seen my subscription count dip by 30 over the past 2 weeks, and that's odd. And I've had people tell me that they've been unsubscribed from my channel, but they didn't unsubscribe from it. So you see some funny stuff happening like that a lot with these channels where the content provider is dropping truth bombs, okay? So for some reason, the platform doesn't like that, okay? If I was on here on skateboards, trying to jump over desks and falling over and hurting my elbow or knee or something like that, they would love that. All of that stuff would be, that's the content, the platform seems to love things that are either mainstream or clownery. But when you're talking about stuff that's off the beaten path and truth, they don't want that. They don't want that. But that's okay, because everything is flipping with this 8-year energy. So if you've been righteous, you good. If you've been unrighteous, I'm just saying. So listen, family, stay high vibrational. And for those of y'all that, are out there working, you trying to do that work, do the best you can to stay high vibrational. But look in the mirror and sing yourself that song. I want to know what love is. I want you to show me. You show yourself the same love that you're giving everybody else. That is my New Year's resolution. I'm going to consider Matthew first. I'm going to do what makes Matthew happy. I'm going to continue to give. I'm going to operate in the energy of balance because that's part of who I am, part of what I came here to do. But I am going to give myself the love I've been giving to everybody else. And somebody needs to hear that. Ma, if you're watching this, that's for you too. Because my ma is bad about it. She's bad about it. Anyway, but she's going to be good about it because I'm going to stay on her. Anyway, she said, let's just sit back and see how this year unfolds while we work on ourselves. Y'all go watch that 2024 predictions video. When you get to December, we're gonna see. But I'm gonna keep that heat coming for y'all because I know y'all love it. And I ain't gonna say hopefully I don't have to go on 10 because I know there's a cadre of y'all out there that love it when I'm on 10. I never plan it. It's just how it happens. All right. So if I can stay off of 10, that means 10 wasn't necessary. All right. So anyway, I love you guys. You guys have a great rest of your Monday. And y'all, I'll end this one like I end them all. Tell somebody you love them and mean it. How do you mean it? You have to show it. Love is a verb, okay? It's a noun as well, a state of being. But when we focus on the action of showing love, love will forever abound, okay? At least in your own space, if nothing more. So y'all do it. She said nothing wrong with being on 10 a bit. You know what I say? You mess with the Capricorn, you get the horn, baby. You get the horn. And I used to say horn. Now I got to say horns. Just for those of y'all that don't know, the avatar for the Capricorn used to be a unicorn because they used to consider people who have Capricorn energy as unicorns. Just like, you don't see them every day. So I like the original avatar, which was the unicorn, half fish on the back end, meaning, the Capricorn is adaptable as well. They can climb to the highest heights or swim to the deepest depths. But that's what we were put here on this earth to do. And, the Most High sends the Capricorns in to do that job that either nobody else wants to do or nobody else can do. So Capricorns, I love y'all for nothing. If for nothing else, I love y'all for being willing to do the roll your sleeves up and do the tough work. And I got my sleeves rolled up today, y'all. I got them rolled up. So let me get out of here, family. I love y'all, man. Y'all have a great rest of your day. Peace, family. And I'll put those links in the video as soon as I'm done. Peace.